So I just wanted to take a moment to respond to some of the questions that were raised in the Etiwanda School Board concerned parents. And now I know that that might not be the right place for me to um, have a candid conversation, an open conversation with parents. But because these questions were raised, I do want to answer them. So the first one, and I'll share it. Is he just moved to Rancho? What is his end game? Brooklyn and Oakland are very different culturally and academically than Rancho. Parents, be very careful who you allow on the school board. I agree. Parents, you want to be very careful of who you allow on the school board. I think that my resume speaks for itself in terms of being an educator in both Brooklyn, New York City, Oakland, and California, and in Los Angeles as well. And the one thing I think about parents is that, and kids, is that no matter where you go, in my experience, all kids essentially the same, and all parents want what's best for their students or for their children. Um, so my end game is to be a board member that uses their experience as a successful principal to push academic excellence, support the rights of parents, and also build community partnerships in Etiwanda. The second question, or that I want to touch up on, is this one right here. So in 2016, I posted about excited to watching the Ava DuVernay film 13th and examines the racist U.S. justice system. I personally like documentaries. I was excited to watch this documentary. I enjoyed it. Like this documentary, I like many documentaries about history. I'm into history. And one thing I know about history is that there's many different perspectives, right? That's why it's a written document. So what actually happened is not always communicated, and there's a lot of perspective that comes into history, and I do believe that. So there are different parts of our justice system that I don't agree with, and there are a lot of parts of our justice system that I do agree with. And I'm actually not part of any political party. So if you determine based on looking at this that I'm a progressive Democrat, I don't know. I guess that's your perspective of who I am, but I don't align to any party. I like to think for myself and make decisions based on my experience, my perspective, and what I've seen worked through my knowledge and being a consistent learner of things in the world. So let me stop that one. So next, I want to share this question here, or this comment here. I don't want parents to be aware of the people that are running for your school boards. This gentleman comes from New York and Oakland, very new to Rancho Cucamonga, and has no idea about our culture. Is teaching kids to be afraid of police and violence when we have a very good relationship with law enforcement agencies. Also, check out the buzzwords such as critical consciousness in the article. Be very, very careful of who you vote for. So as they reference critical consciousness, of course, I was citing an article from Dr. Gloria Lassing-Billings, who is a researcher and a professor in education. And when it speaks about no idea about our culture, I do want to understand, what does our culture mean? My brother has lived in, I have all five of his children have matriculated or are currently intermatriculated through the Etiwanda School District. I have several friends that I know from this area who have children that are in the Etiwanda School District, several friends that have went to the Etiwanda School District. I actually was raised in Claremont, California, and Rialto, California. I spent a lot of my childhood growing up in the Inland Empire. So I do have an understanding of the culture around here. And I just have questions about what do you mean when you say our culture? In regards to law enforcement agencies, I totally respect and appreciate the sacrifices that our law enforcement agencies give across our country, whether it's in this area here, Rancho Cucamonga, Inland Empire, Southern California, California, the nation. I have friends that are law enforcement officers. I have family that are law enforcement officers, family that have also served honorably in the United States military. And I've never taught kids to be afraid of the police. And yeah, so that's just a accusation upon me based upon no facts at all. So the next one I want to share is right here. Cleaned up my Facebook real fast. I wonder if there was other questionable but telling information. I think the Joe Bach endorsements are very telling too. We definitely don't need this in our district. The progressive Democrats will take over more control of the government, governing boards, and less power with parents, spend our tax dollars frivolously, promoting their narrative and political party agenda, mandate curriculum we don't agree to, remove aspects of American history, and equitably distribute our money. So just one, no thank you. So just one point here, a couple points with this one. Yes, I did close down like people to see my face because I don't want things that I've written or stuff that could be misconstrued or taken as a screenshot um, to be put on the internet to make wild accusations like the ones that are put here. So yes, I did change my privacy settings. Nothing to hide, but you know, Facebook is personal and I have personal relationships, so I did change my privacy settings. Um, Now I respect Joe Bach and the work that he's did, and I love his endorsement. So that's if that's telling about me, well, I'll take it. And a couple things: spend our tax dollars frivolously by promoting their narrative and political party agenda. When you say spend tax dollars, you know, quite frankly, I pay over $10,000 in property taxes a year. I'm a small business owner. I pay taxes in Rancho Cucamonga. My business is located in Rancho Cucamonga, has been for almost 4 years now. I pay taxes in Rancho. I pay taxes in California. I pay taxes in United States of America. So when you say our tax dollars, these are also my tax dollars as well. And the one thing that I've never done is spend my tax dollars frivolously for any narrative or political party agenda. When I think of schools, I want to make sure that schools are a great place for students. I want to make sure that kids have high quality curriculum, which they are currently using in Etiwanda school district. Um, and when you say we don't agree to, I think there's a plurality of opinions, perspectives within Etiwanda. I've been walking around the whole, been walking around the board area, trustee area 5, and I've spoken to several people, multiple people, at least 50 people, and some of them have the same perspective, other ones have different perspectives, right? When you say academic excellence, it means one thing for another person, it means another thing for someone else. Parental rights, something for someone, something for someone else, something else for someone else. So I think to say that, I just want to know who's our, because I know there's multiple perspectives within the Etiwanda School District. And I think it's necessary for folks with different perspectives to speak with each other. So I'm more than open to speak with anyone about these issues. So the next one, Rancho Cucamonga has a very good relationship with the law enforcement in this town, but this is what you get from somebody who hasn't been here very long and doesn't understand the culture of our city. So again, I did spend substantial time in New York and time in Oakland, but I was raised in the Inland Empire. My family lives here. I have so many friends here. my kids will be matriculating into the Etiwanda School District. And as a taxpayer and as a citizen, business owner in the community, yes, this is my town as well, or our city is my city as well. And it's the city of my children, it's the city of my family, it's the city of my nieces, my nephews. Well, this area, the school district in particular. So I understand why someone might be hesitant around someone um, moving in, but I have a lot of connections in this area and I'm running for school board. And for the past 2 decades, what have I been doing? I've been working in schools and I've been pretty effective at it. So I think that I think those qualifications alone enable me to run on the school board. Notwithstanding, it's an open race, and anyone who lives in the district, lives in the trustee area, can run. So, and then I mentioned law enforcement before. Um, I don't know why the law enforcement, like I have a, like this is an issue of me not respecting law enforcement when clearly you can ask anyone around me that I respect law enforcement. All right, I think we have one more. Let me stop it. Let me, okay. There we go. This one is kind of similar to what has been said. So not good for our children. Not good for our children. So again, my question is, who is our children? When I have children that will be matriculating into the Etiwanda School District, my son in 2 years, my daughter in 4 years. So they're part of that school district. I've been very extremely impactful to many children. Um, and the say our children, I just want to know who's our, because I do know that there, like in Etiwanda School Board, as I mentioned before, there's a plurality of different folks, different perspectives, time in the city, um, where they might be from, where they might be born. There's a plurality of people, and when you say our children, it I wonder, what do you actually mean by that? And one of the things I'm running for is someone who's a partner in excellence. And my goal is to partner with everybody. Anyone who lives in Etiwanda School District, folks that vote for me in Trustee Area 5, I want to partner with everyone. We might not have the same, we might not agree on the same things. We might not have the same perspective at times, but I think what I want to do as a potential board member in Etiwanda School District is partner with all the families and be an advocate for families, be an advocate for teachers, be an advocate for students, and make sure that the quality of education continues to stay at that high level, and do what I can to add value as a board member to support our students in our community.